morning, everyone, for today's morning devotion, and I'm going to be reading from 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13 to 15. Therefore, gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and rest your hope fully upon the grace that is to be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. As obedient children, not conforming yourselves to the former lusts, as in your ignorance, but as He who called us is holy, you also be holy in all your conduct. Now, in many instances, we get blinded by certain rough times which come out from nowhere. In other circumstances where we are potentially able to gauge or anticipate the rough times. For example, a family may realize that their child is maturing and ready to leave the home. A family may have an aged senior citizen or an aged member who is aging. A family member, or potentially a family might anticipate that it's time to move from one city to another. Now, what happens here is that we are well prepared in advance, and there is so much more that we can do when we can anticipate a potential rough time. But that is not the case, in rough times, which are totally uncertain and are come out of the blue. So Peter is talking about how we need to gird ourselves, for godly action. So in Bible times, men and women apparently, in terms of their attire, would wear long garments, outer garments. Now this would cause hindrances when they had to walk swiftly or run or walk through streams, and it would be a hindrance. So at times a person definitely found it better to gird up a portion of their garment into a girdle at the waist. Now, the word gird up literally means to secure something with a girdle, or a white belt. Now, what does this mean to us spiritually? It means that we ought to get rid of everything that may be a hindrance to us. Now, we are to have the right attitude, remove the anger, the fear, the resentment, or any other negative feeling that could keep us from focusing primarily on getting through the situation, through the rough time, and emerging much more stronger. As we read in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13 to 15. Now, a person who enters a rough situation or a rough time, without being prepared or only focusing on himself, he or she is surely going to get doubly hit when the uncertain situation or rough time arises. So obviously, because he is not prepared emotionally, not prepared physically or mentally, and is going to be hit really bad with the situation unprepared. So what Peter is telling us, that as believers we ought to become serious about our lives and focus on conforming ourselves to the character of Jesus Christ, and remain hopeful, because we know that God is going to take us through the situation, and the only hope that we have is Jesus Christ. So these are the attitudes that one believer needs to choose to adopt to these attitudes, so that we are girded for the rough times, that are potential rough times that are to come. So hope you're blessed with that. Have a wonderful week, and God bless.